My name is Viktor Sterlikov. I am pleased to present to you my author's wellness series, which is called The Energy of Life. In the course of each series, each lesson, we will study the best methods that human civilization has come up with to preserve health. Do you hear me well? Do you see? Please write about it in the comments. If you have any questions, write your comments in the chat, ask questions. And in the last episode, I will be happy to answer them for you. The energy of life. What is it? We know words like energetic person. We use this to describe a person full of determination, an active person, a successful person. And we also understand what it means to lack energy. What kind of energy of life is this? Where is she from? What is it for? Can it be controlled? We will talk about this in detail and study energy management techniques. The energy of life. If we go back to the very beginning, there is an episode in the book of Genesis when the Creator created the first man, Adam. He breathed into him the breath of life. And man became Adam. Man became a living soul. It was from that moment that he was filled with the energy of life, and he became a living soul. One of the translations of the word qi, which we will also talk about, is a Chinese word. That's what it sounds like. Breathing is life. But for convenience, in order to operate with these concepts, it is more convenient for us, as for modern people, to use the word energy. Energy, of course, this is not the word that could explain all the shades. This matter, this substance. But this is the word that will allow us to understand. The fact is that we are surrounded by all kinds of objects, all kinds of gadgets, and we use them every day, starting from the TV, computer, phone. And each of these items has its own power supply system. Energy doesn't move randomly in all these objects, in all these gadgets. There is a very clear path of energy from block to block, so the whole system is revived, and this mechanism is triggered. It is thanks to his energy that this mechanism functions and brings us such benefits. When we, for example, sit down and fly on an airplane, we don't even know how an airplane works. Most of us don't. Nevertheless, we trust this already proven method of moving in space and can fly thousands of kilometers without even fully understanding how everything works. But we are used to using it. And it also has its own power supply system. Our body, the human body, has its own unique energy supply system. And how to manage this energy? How to contribute to the fact that there is a lot of energy in your life, energy for life, for creativity, for love, for accomplishing great things. This is what we are going to try to study, explore, and acquire some practical skills, thanks to this series, which will consist of several seasons. And us. Let's study in detail how energy works, and how you and I can learn to manage it skillfully. Why does the energy supply system of the human body fail? For several reasons. First of all, it may be some hereditary prerequisites, a predisposition to some hereditary diseases. At a certain age, for example, one or another organ fails and begins. Sometimes right from birth, sometimes in the womb, some deviations begin. But all this can be corrected by correcting the power supply system. Among other systems of our body, such as the blood supply system, lymphatic system, nervous system, the main systems for our life. The Chinese consider the energy supply system, which in turn consists of 12 main energy meridians or channels, as well as 8 extraordinary channels. What else can disable the power supply system? It can be some kind of mechanical damage, injury, some kind of blow. A person worries. It may be an aggressive environmental impact. It may be humidity, dryness, cold or heat. This can also disable our energy supply system when it excessively affects our body. And how to protect yourself in this way. We will also study this moment. How to be invulnerable to these damages. What else can disable our power supply system? These are emotional experiences. Everything that is too much, as a rule, disables the power supply system. That is, if a person is angry, offended by someone, bitterness. The power supply system is suffering, the lungs are withering, and for example, when a person is sad, the lungs suffer. A person becomes very vulnerable, and every season a person gets sick. If a person admits fears and regularly feeds them with the help of all kinds of videos or some scary stories, the reproductive system, kidneys, ureters, they may fail, and so on. In other words, all of this has a certain meaning. As I have already said, if a person is angry, admits irritation, then the liver fails. How can we normalize the energy supply system, regardless of what caused it to be damaged? We will study this in detail with you. There is such a wonderful science for this. It has been developing in China for 5,000 years, and today, it is the property of the whole world. And this science is called Qigong. Qi, as we have already said, is energy. Gong is the management of this energy, or the art of managing this very vital energy. And Qigong, strictly speaking, is a practice that is accessible to anyone. A person has special talents for something, for music, for art, for certain sports. Qigong is available to everyone because the methods that Qigong uses, they are very simple, very accessible, and very effective. And you can comprehend the effectiveness of Qigong literally from the first lesson. What is it? What does it include? What methods of influence does Qigong use? First of all, these are unique exercises. Exercises, in turn, are somewhat similar to gymnastic exercises. But they have a clear purpose to fix the power supply system if there was any failure. And by doing these exercises, we are straightening out our energy supply system. Energy begins to circulate freely through all our channels. In turn, this revitalizes the circulatory system. The circulatory system begins to work even more efficiently, and each organ is replenished with all the nutrients that the blood carries from organ to organ, and it is also freed from the products of cellular metabolism, which are the same toxins, which can accumulate and create a kind of environment for the development of diseases. In other words, any disease is a reason that you gave first of all. If we give a reason for the disease to appear, it will certainly appear. If we do not give rise to diseases, then they will not approach us. But it's like if you don't clean up the waste products in the house for a long time. That is, for a long time not to take out the garbage from the house, then first there will be some midges, some cockroaches. And if you run it further, then rats may appear, and something even more terrible. That is, in this way, a disease occurs. So, the first method of influence that Qigong uses in order to fix the energy supply system is exercises, unique exercises. They are very precisely verified.
там грамм туда, грамм сюда, да, то есть уже из лекарства может быть и яд, да, то есть здесь очень точно выверенные
Verified
упражнения,
exercises
проверенные
proven for
веками.
centuries.
То есть эта
That is, this
система,
system, as I
она
have already said, has been
формировалась в
formed
течение
for
десяти
5,000
лет,
years.
и
This is a
это
practice that has
техника,
passed the
которая
test of
прошла
time.
испытание временем.
The
Второй метод
second method of
воздействия– это
exposure
воздействие
is
на ключевые
exposure to key
биологические
biologically
жизненные
active
точки. Вот
points.
на этой
There are about
системе
1,5 thousand points located on
научно-исследовательского
this power
руководства
supply system.
расположено около 1500 точек. Естественно,
Naturally, it is
обычному
not
человеку
necessary for an
знать обо
ordinary
всех этих
person to
точках
know
и
about
знать,
all
где
these
они
points and where
расположены,
they are located.
совсем не обязательно. Но
But
знать
to know a
их
certain set of about
порядка
20 to
20
30
30
points on
точек
your
на своем
body
теле
in order to
того и
manage
стоит.
and remove, say,
Управлять
these
и
blocks that arise,
убирать,
we
скажем,
have
те
such an
блоки, которые
opportunity.
возникают, мы имеем такую возможность. На
In
самом деле
fact,
все это
it's
очень
all
просто,
very
и это
simple.
очень
And this is very
интересно. Это
interesting
касается
because
вас
it
лично,
concerns you
вашего здоровья,
personally, your
вашего
health, your
организма. И
body.
когда
And
вы
when you
начинаете
begin to affect
воздействовать на
these
эти точки,
points, to
чувствуете
feel the
эффект
effect is healthy, you
оздоровительный,
gain even more
вы
interest in
еще
it.
больше приобретаете интерес к этому.
The
Третий
third method
метод
of influence
воздействия,
that
который
we
мы
use in
используем в
Qigong
цигун,
is
это
special types of
особые виды
breathing.
дыхания. В цигун
Qigong uses
используется
about
около
50 types of
50
breathing.
видов различных дыханий. Для
In
того,
order to
чтобы
normalize the work of all
нормализовать
our organs,
работу
so that
всех
the effect
наших
of each
органов, для
exercise that
того,
we
чтобы
perform
эффект
becomes even
от
more
каждого
powerful.
упражнения, которое мы выполняем, приобретал еще более мощный такой характер, да, мы
We
используем
use special
особые
types of
виды
breathing.
дыхания. То есть это
That is,
движение,
it is
это
movement, it is
дыхание,
breathing.
и
And including the
в том
fourth method of
числе четвертый
influence,
метод
these are
воздействия–
certain thought
это
forms.
определенные мысли формы. Как
As one
рассказывал один
person
человек,
told,
его
his
тренер по
Taekwondo coach
Тхэквондо в
taught them
свое
at
время
one time,
учил их,
when they
когда
were
они были
still
еще
boys.
мальчишками,
In order for the boys to jump higher and
для того,
kick
чтобы
higher, he
мальчишки
told them,
прыгали выше и
imagine that
ударяли
you are not
ногами
just high.
выше, наносили удары. Он им говорил, представьте, что вы не просто высоко
You
подпрыгиваете,
jump
а вы
up,
пытаетесь
and you try to
подпрыгнуть
jump
на
up to the
небо.
sky.
И
And indeed,
действительно, он
he
говорит, это
says, it
помогает. То
helped.
есть ты
That is,
стараешься так
you try to
прыгнуть
jump
так
like that,
высоко, а
so
потом
high.
еще и
And then
точно
you
ложишься
also strike
туда.
a blow
Так
in the
вот,
jump.
такого
So
рода
this is the kind
мыслеформы
of thought
мы
forms we
активно
actively use in
используем в
Qigong.
цигун. Это
This should not be confused with
мы
some occult
занимаемся
inserts,
какими-то
affirmations that can
например,
take us
вставкой,
somewhere far
аффирмациями,
away
которые
and
могут
cause mental
действительно
illnesses of a
куда-то
certain
далеко
nature.
и вызвать определенного характера душевные заболевания. Мы
We use thought
используем
forms
мыслеформы
in
для
order
того,
to
чтобы
enhance the
усилить
effect of
эффект от
exercises that are
упражнений,
connected
которые
and
связаны,
associated
допустим,
with
с
breathing.
дыханием определенным. И
And
таким
in this
образом
way,
мы
we
получаем
get the maximum,
максимальный,
unique
уникальный
effect,
эффект
wellness.
оздоровительный. И
And this
это
is, as
то,
I
о
have
чем я
already
сказал,
said,
что
what is
доступно
available
каждому.
to
С
everyone,
одной
on the
стороны.
one
А с
hand,
другой
and on the
стороны,
other
это
hand,
то,
this
что
is what every
необходимо
person
каждому
needs.
человеку. Нас
Since
с детства
childhood, we have
приучили
been taught to
сами
wash and brush our teeth with
умываться,
you.
чистить зубы, и в
And as a
результате,
result, thanks
благодаря
to the
тому, что
fact that our
нас
parents have
родители
accustomed us
приучили
to
к
this,
этому,
we have
мы с вами
avoided in
избежали в
life
жизни
most of the
всяких
diseases that
два
could have come into
заболеваний,
our
которые
lives.
могли бы прийти в нашу жизнь. И, но нас не
But we have
научили,
not been taught,
что
as they say,
называется,
to monitor
следить
the
за
purity of
частотой
our energy
наших
channels.
энергетических каналов. Об
We
этом
will
мы с
share
вами
this with you in
подробно
detail, and we will study how to do it all.
изучим, как это все делать.
This
Делается
is
это
done very
очень
simply.
просто. И
And now
если
you
у вас
have hygienic
процедуры
procedures.
гигиенические,
They
занимают
take,
там
for
с утра,
example,
например, там
15 minus 30
15-30
minutes in the
минут,
morning.
да,
Yes,
эти
these
практики, в том
practices are
числе
among them. Daily
ежедневная
practice
практика
for
для
anyone
любого
from 15 to
человека
30
от
minutes
15
makes
до
it
30
possible
минут
to feel
дает
great and
возможность
enjoy
чувствовать себя
life.
превосходно и наслаждаться жизнью. И
And in this
таким
way,
образом
Qigong can be practiced
цигун
constantly.
можно заниматься постоянно. И
And
не
not only
просто
in the
работать,
morning, doing something
делая
like morning
там
gymnastics.
что-то типа утренней гимнастики. Но им
You
можно
can do it
заниматься
everywhere
везде и
and all the
постоянно.
time.
Единственное,
If,
что
for
вы,
example, you are standing at
стоите
the
там на
stove or
плите
washing
или
dishes,
там
you can
кто-то
use certain
моет
types of
посуду,
breathing, for
вы можете
example, reverse
использовать
breathing.
определенные виды дыхания, например, как обратное дыхание. Для того,
In
чтобы
order to
одновременно с тем,
simultaneously
что вы
with what you are
делаете,
doing,
вы
you
еще
are still working on
прорабатываете
certain
определенные
organs.
органы, потому что
Because certain
определенные виды
types of
дыхания
breathing, for example,
релаксируют
they
наши
massage our
органы
internal
и
organs,
пополняют
replenish them with
жизненную
vital
энергию.
energy.
Если,
If,
например,
for
вы
example,
находитесь
you are sitting at a computer or
в
driving a
дорогом
car, for
автомобиле
example in a
или
traffic
сидите у
jam, you can
компьютера,
perform
там, в
certain
автомобильной
exercises.
пробке, может быть, находитесь, вы можете выполнять определенные упражнения. У нас
We
есть
have a whole
техники для
complex
людей,
for
которые
people who sit
дома у
motionless
себя
for a
в
long time
неподвижном
or drive for a long
состоянии за
time,
рулем
spend a lot of
долгое
time at
время
the
проводят.
computer. We have a wonderful
Да,
complex
у
called Ren
компьютера
Shen.
у нас есть замечательный комплекс, который называется Женьшень. И
And
для
for the
участников
participants of this
этого
series,
сериала
it will be
он
provided with a
будет
30%
представиться
discount.
скидкой 30%. Вы
You
можете
can also purchase this wonderful complex which is called Ren Shen.
Замечательный комплекс, который называется Женьшень. Так как себя хотелось бы
Perhaps you have
привести
experienced a sleepless night. You can put yourself in order in 5–10 minutes to feel great, to revive yourself again.
10 минут, чтобы вы чувствовали себя великолепно. Опять оживить себя. Это
It's very
очень
simple and
просто
very
и
effective.
очень эффективно. Например,
For
если вы
example,
находитесь
if
в
you are in the
метро
subway
или
or
там в
other public
общественном
transport,
транспорте, вы
where you
просто
sit for a lot
сидите
of time,
просто много времени, да,
can you use
как один
Qigong for
способ
health at
для
this
здоровья
time?
провести это время. Вы
You
можете
can use
использовать
reverse breathing or
обратное
use a method called
дыхание,
small
использовать
in
такой
a small
метод,
celestial
который
circle.
называется малый в малом небесном круге. Это не
This
займет
is
от вас
unnoticeable to
полчасика, вам
others.
не надо
You don't
сидеть
have to
в
do some
специальной
special
позиции,
position,
какое-то
some strange
выражение лица
facial
такое
expression, so as
странное,
not to frighten
чтобы
anyone.
никого не пугать. Но вы
But you
можете,
can
да,
work out
расслабить
certain
свои
organs
тело
with
или
the help of
органы
certain
тела
exercises,
определенных
which, as I have already
органов,
said,
которые
we also
нужны
use
для развития
visualization in these
здоровья.
exercises,
Вы в этих
that is,
упражнениях
certain thought
используете
forms that
визуализацию,
enhance the
да, то есть
effect of these
определенные
exercises.
мысли, формы, которые усиливают эффект от этих упражнений. Или,
Or,
например,
for
лежа
example,
перед
lying
сном,
down before going to bed.
когда,
When, for example, a
например,
big
уже
problem for
начало
many
время для
is to
многих
fall
людей
asleep quickly.
быстро заснуть, да, сложно засыпают люди. И
And few
мало кто
people get enough
просыпается
sleep,
утром с
they don't want to get up in
кровати.
the
То
morning.
есть
That
есть
is,
специальные
special
упражнения,
exercises,
специальные
special simple exercises that are
простейшие
performed
упражнения,
for
которые
30
выполняются в
seconds, but
течение
you
там
fall
30
asleep
секунд,
perfectly.
но вы
You get enough
получаете
sleep, you
прекрасно,
get up
вы
fresh,
высыпаетесь
rested, and
великолепным,
become an
абсолютно
energetic
свежим,
person again.
отдохнувшим и становитесь опять энергичным человеком.
Each
Каждое
exercise
упражнение по
individually is a
отдельности
wonderful method of
чудесный
improving
метод
and preserving your health.
улучшения и сохранения своего здоровья, состояния здоровья. Но
But when
когда
you
вы
use
используете
exercise
комплексы
complexes, because
упражнений,
most
там,
exercises are
большинство
traditionally
упражнений,
grouped into
они
certain
традиционно
complexes.
так получилось, они сгруппированы в определенные комплексы. И если вы
If you perform
выполняете
a
в комплексах
complex, then you act more
упражнения,
effectively on different
более,
organs,
более эффективно на разные органы, на
on
разные
different
системы
systems of our
нашего
body.
организма. То есть сами
The
комплексы,
complexes
как правило,
themselves, as a
включаются от
rule,
8 до
include from
12
8 to
упражнений,
12
в
exercises,
некоторых
in some
случаях
cases a
больше.
little more.
Это занимает
The
выполнение
complex takes about
комплексов
10–15
порядка
minutes to complete,
10-15 минут, но за
but
это
during this
время вы
time, you
успеваете
manage to do a
многое
lot.
сделать. Вы
You will take
позаботитесь
care of
обо
your whole
всем вашем
body,
организме. И
and
каждая
every
клеточка
cell of your
вашего
body
организма,
and every organ of
каждая
your
орган
body
вашего
will
организма
tell you for
славит вас
this.
за это.
Thank you.
Спасибо. Сегодня в
Today, in the internet
интернет-пространстве вы
space,
можете
you can
обнаружить
find a large number,
большое
a large
количество, да,
selection of
большой
different
выбор
Qigong
разных
exercises for
упражнений для
one or the
себя,
other.
для
But if you
того или
perform them
другого.
comprehensively,
Но
then you will
если
get
вы
much
будете
more.
выполнять их комплексно, то вы будете получать гораздо больше эффекта.
Greater effect.
Очень
It is
важно
very important to
заниматься
practice according
правильной
to the correct
методикой.
methodology.
В
At
свое
one
время
time,
китайцы
the
попробовали
Chinese tried to
посчитать
count only the number
направления
of Qigong directions.
цигун и
There are a
огромное
huge number of
количество.
them.
И
And how
как
to
выбрать
choose a
школу,
school,
как выбрать
how to choose a
направление.
direction. There is
Существует
a single
единственная
international technique
международная
called
методика,
wellness
которая
Qigong.
называется оздоровительный цигун. Почему
Why is it much more
гораздо
effective to study according to this
эффективнее
method
занимается
and
по
not
этой
according to the
методике,
methods of some
а не
individual
по
schools?
методикам
Although
других
individual
отдельных школ?
schools can
Хотя
be
эти
wonderful
школы
and
могут
have an
иметь
excellent reputation,
замечательные и
wonderful
иметь прекрасную
experience.
репутацию, замечательный опыт. А именно
Namely,
потому,
because in the early
что
2000s of this century,
в
by the
начале
decision of the
2000-х
Chinese
годов,
government, under the patronage of the
этого
Ministry of
столетия,
Sports,
в начале 2000-х, по решению китайского правительства под патронажем Министерства спорта была
the
создана
Intersectional Association of Health Tsugum was established, where leading Tsugum specialists from different schools were invited.
цигун из разных школ. Многие
Many
из
of
этих
them
школ
have a
называются
professorship,
профессорскими,
they are scientists, and they have
ученые
collectively
люди,
created or
и они
recreated, I would
гениально
say, ancient
создали или
complexes, the most
воссоздали,
famous
я бы так
complexes
сказал,
such as
вот, древние комплексы, известнейшие комплексы, такие как 8
8
отрезок
pieces of
почти,
brocade,
5 зверей,
games of 5
7
animals,
основных звуков
6 healing
и
sounds,
прочие,
and
да,
other
комплексы.
complexes,
И как
made
делать
them more
более
effective,
эффективно,
with health
более
benefits.
с пользой для здоровья, да,
They
убрали
removed
весь
all the
налет
taint of
оккультизма и
occultism and
суеверий,
superstition,
оставили
left the most rational,
рациональное,
the simplest
самое
effective
рациональное,
methods of
самое
preserving health.
эффективное, простые, эффективные методы сохранения здоровья. Ну и
And the
самое
most
важное,
important
что
thing
это
is that
надежный,
this is a
это
reliable
Международная
source, the
Федерация
International
Оздоровительного
Federation of
Qigong.
Health Tsagen.
Международная
The
Федерация
International
Оздоровительного
Federation of
Qigong,
Health
она
Qigong
включает в
includes
себя
many
множество
organizations from around the
организаций из
world.
разных стран мира. Меня
My name is Viktor
зовут
Sterlikov, and I am the
Виктор
founder,
Стерликов, и я
president, and head
являюсь
coach of the All-Russian
основателем,
Federation of
президентом,
Qigong,
главным
Health
тренером
Qigong, Daoyin,
Всероссийской
and Taijiquan.
Федерации цигун, оздоровительного цигун, даоинь и тайчжуань.
Our federation is a part of the International Federation of Health Qigong. If you want to make Qigong not just an attribute of your daily practice and a system of energy hygiene, but you want to study this technique in more detail, we have training courses for instructors in the Federation, where you can acquire a new profession if you want to share this knowledge with other people in the future. So friends, I present to you the first season. This is the first wellness series, Energy of Life, and the first season of Waiki, Protective Energy. You will be able to explore the Waiki complex. You will understand how the protective energy works. You will be able to recover very quickly if you have had any diseases related to your lungs and respiratory system. You will also be able to lay a solid foundation and reliable prevention so that you do not get infected. You do not get sick this season. Therefore, try to be attentive, and I will try to convey to you everything I know. I won't hide anything. And of course, write your questions and comments. I will not be distracted by the chat during our classes. I will answer the questions in episode 8. I will also ask you to write what country you are from. Most of the traditional health-improving Qigong complexes are restorative. In other words, work is going on with different organs, and this is really a great wisdom, because our entire body as a whole is recovering. The specifics of this program, Waiki, Protective Energy, is that we have put together the best exercises from the oldest complexes of health-improving Qigong. They were harmoniously assembled and equipped in a certain specific set of exercises, which is called that. This whole program is Waiki, Protective Energy. Here we work specifically to strengthen our lungs. We strengthen our respiratory system. That is why we achieve the maximum effect from performing these exercises. Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness Qigong. The first season is the Waiki complex. Well, in order for you to feel a little bit what Qi is, about which we have talked so much today, the energy of life, let's do a simple exercise. Let's rub our palms a little. Just rub the palms along the center line, along the line of the middle finger. That's the pressure we are exerting. We warm our palms. And now let's try to dilute them by 5 centimeters. Imagine that there are a lot of energy threads between the middle of the palm. Feel a kind of connection between the palms. And now, keeping this connection, keeping this feeling, let's stretch it by 10 centimeters, spread it in the palm of your hand. Keeping that feeling. And now let's try to bring it together. And you can feel it. It's not always the first time, but in fact it's all very simple. It's as if this substance, which is between your palms, it condenses, becomes more permeable. And now let's try to separate them by 15 centimeters, preserving this feeling. And again, we will try to reduce. This feeling becomes even more dense, even more vivid. And now a little wider. And again we reduce. And this energy, which we have now grouped, concentrated, attracted, we will take it and wash our face with it. Such an energetic cosmetic massage. From the chin to the hairline. And now, from the chin to the top of the head. And now, from the chin, we will wash the whole head to the neck and lower the palm. Continued in the next series.
Tell us about your Qigong experience. Share your thoughts and results in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing lessons like this one. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. Health to you and your loved ones.